Hey YouTubers, I am driving looking all crazy, but wanted to pop in a quick video. I wanted to drop my Game of Thrones theory before the actual Game of Thrones started. With that being said, let's jump straight into it. Let's start with the most far-fetched theory. Let's begin somewhere in the middle. My theory is that Arya Stark is dead. Hear me out. Arya Stark, the one that we see on TV now, is currently the waif. Arya never made it out of the room where she faced off against the waif. At the end of her battle, in between, actually, let me start from the top. The waif, when we first met her, we knew that the waif was almost done with her training. She was near the end of her training. With that being said, Arya was just getting started with her training. What we do know of Arya is a very rebellious character by nature. She fights against everything that she should be. And every role that she should follow, she refuses to play. With that being said, Arya Stark stayed true to character to the very end. Jaqen H'Gar told her that she will never succeed in her training because she refuses to let go of who she is. She refuses to let go of Arya Stark. With that being said, straight up to the very end, Arya leaves. She tries to leave her place where she's training with the faceless god. With that being said, she remains Arya Stark. She is rebellious. She doesn't conform to the training like she should. You are blind, girl, and you were still fighting. And that's why I love Arya. She's a fighter. But with that being said, she fought till the end. The waif who was almost done with her training, the waif who helped to train Arya, who's a better fighter than Arya, who also was able to fight in complete darkness. Let's not assume that the waif was helpless. Let's assume that the waif radio interruption. Let's assume that the waif had just as much training to fight in the dark as anyone else. Faceless. The waif took Arya out in that room. When she walked up to the statue, whatever it was, the faceless wall, she put her face on the wall. She completed the final step of her training. That entire aspect was her getting her final step of training. She put her face on the wall. She let go of who she was. She let go of the waif. Jaqen H'Gar confirmed it by saying, "A girl has completed her training." And she responded, "A girl is Arya Stark. I am no longer me. I am Arya. She is the waif." With that being said, Arya undergoes subtle character changes, just enough that seems reminiscent of a girl who completed her training. She's fully trained. She's a badass, except for the fact that we know that Arya wasn't doing that right according to the person that was training her, Jaqen H'Gar. Jaqen H'Gar said she was failing, and the Arya that we saw was the rebellious, outrageous Arya that she remained up until she walked out of that room. When she walked out of that room, because we want Arya to be alive, because we want and we love Arya to succeed and make it to the top, because of that, we're so quick to believe, yeah, that was Arya that walked out. Arya totally did this. Nah, not true. Now, let's hop into a bit further. I've heard a theory that I love, that this is all a setup between the nameless god and the faceless god. The faceless god and the red god. I love it. With that being said, my theory for who the faceless god may be is Jaqen H'Gar. We don't know who he is. He gave up who he originally was to become one of the faceless men. With that being said, you have no history. You fulfilled your purpose. You saw Arya through to her completion. Not Arya. You saw the waif through to her completion. I'll get to that. And then we have my concept for who the red god might be. A bit far-fetched, but follow me here. I can't recall his name exactly. I need to Google it. I'm driving. I wanted to get this in before the series of the final season actually started. But my theory is the red god is, I think his name is Beria Dondarrion, flame sword guy. Do not mistake me for the high priest dude that brings him back to life. No, flame sword guy is your red god. Flame sword guy was brought back countless times. Too many times for absolutely no reason that we know of, no reason that came to a full fruition. What was your goal except you got to get to Jon Snow? Maybe give up that nice flame sword that would be necessary for a prophecy for Jon to fulfill. Hey, so other than that, there's no point in this guy being alive this entire time. Also draw my theory with this. Melisandre's met lots of people who've had dealings with the Red God. She's met lots of powerful people. That guy is the only guy who, as soon as she saw him, no words, eyes alone, she immediately, I sense my God's presence in you. And the high priest jumped forward. Hey, yes, because the gods brought him back countless times, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Shouldn't the Red God's presence be in the high priest and not in the guy that was just brought back to life? I mean, you wasn't so sensitive to pick up that Jon was coming back to life, even though you brought him back. Supposedly, you helped with that. Even though you did that, you wasn't sensitive enough to pick up on Jon or anyone else for that matter. But you immediately sensed that Beria Dondarrion was brought back by the Red God. You can sense his presence in his body. No, you can sense his presence because that's him. That's your God. That's your God in human form, playing the Game of Thrones. With that being said, we will find out that the faceless god's main guy, the waif, aka Arya Stark, is Arya Stark. You'll find out that she is Arya Stark when she goes to take on the Red God's prophesized guy, Jon Snow. Wait a minute, what? Game of Thrones moment. Did Arya just try to kill Jon? No, Arya didn't. Arya died. That's going to be the waif that tries to kill Jon Snow. So wait for it. This is my theory. I wanted to get it in before I got before the actual season started, which starts in, it's 7:10. My clock is 8 minutes past. It's 7:02 right now. I wanted to get it in before that starts at 9. So yeah, that's my theory. Jaqen H'Gar is your faceless god. Beria Dondarrion is your Rolor. Jon Snow is the prophesized Azor Ahi, whatever he is. Arya Stark is dead. She is the waif. She will try to kill Jon Snow eventually. Love her subtle changes to character. Love that she seems to have made a full character arc, except I hate the fact that I know it's not Arya. It has to be the waif. If you mix the waves and Arya's personality, just it works. Just check it out. But otherwise, happy watching Game of Thrones, the final season, bitches. We made it! Yes! Yeah. See ya.